My name is Renita Brannan. I'm up in Bismarck, North Dakota, and I'm thankful to be here tonight. I literally just got done teaching exercise. My hair was wild. I still have a sweaty shirt on. I just threw a hat on. And so forgive me, but this is the business. We work from home. So the good news is if you're raising children, if you're nursing children, if you're doing other things, it's fine because this is a home-based business, a home-based, phone-based business. How many of you have a home? How many of you have a phone? Okay. If you have a home and a phone, you can do this business literally from anywhere all over the world. So even from Enning, South Dakota, right, guys? So a little bit about my background. I've been a health coach for 25 years. I love health and wellness. I love getting people fit and healthy. I love teaching people nutrition. I love alternative modalities of healing. I was the mom who stopped vaccinating my children 20 years ago. So I figured it out a long time ago that there was too many chemicals and everything. And so I really took the holistic, more natural approach to raising my children. And so we have done that for over 20 years. And I've very much been open to alternative remedies and alternative ways of healing. Whether it's phototherapy, oils, I mean, you name it, frequency. I believe in all natural modalities of healing. I feel like a lot of things people just don't know about when it comes to light, sound, and frequency, but they're about to. It's coming into the mainstream where we're realizing that different spectrums of light are actually healing to the body, right? Different frequencies, sound frequencies are very healing to the body. So we are part of something very, very special with David Schmidt. My husband and I took the business to the top in 66 days. And we just got back from an event out in actually Utah at the headquarters in Draper, Utah, where they just launched the brand new grand opening ribbon cutting of LifeWave. So if you feel like you're on here for the first time and maybe you're behind the eight ball, they just had the grand opening. So you're just fine. Grand opening and ribbon cutting just happened literally less than a week ago. Can you imagine? So LifeWave is actually a 20-year-old company. They're debt-free. They're on track to do $600 million this year. They're open in over 80 different countries. There's 95 clinical studies on our patches, and there's over 180 patents. When you get around David and his wife and his team, you'll hear that, but he quit counting at 130, okay? But the bottom line is we have a patented phototherapy technology that's literally changing lives globally. I mean, it's amazing. Like this morning, I was getting different messages from my team over in South Africa telling me about these incredible life-changing testimonies, from people's blood sugars being regulated to people's pain being completely gone after they've been in excruciating pain and taking like 5 Vicodin a day. They're off all their drugs. And so I hear my life is a joy because I just literally get to hear miracle after miracle after miracle every day. And sometimes that's health miracles. Many times that's health miracles. And oftentimes it's a financial miracle. So we see a lot of people from hairdressers to carpenters to teachers making an extra, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 8,000, 15,000 a week is what we have going on over here. So it's an amazing health opportunity and it's amazing wealth opportunity. I think the best way to kind of take you guys through it is just to show you a little presentation. It kind of helps to keep me on the rails. That way, if you have questions, you can just type them in the chat. No question's a crazy question. We want to answer all your questions since you're here. So the biggest question is, have you been patched yet? You're on here tonight. Someone invited you on here. Please make sure you talk to the person who invited you on here. That person will sponsor you. They'll help get you started at the best possible pricing. They're kind of like your leader, okay? So make sure that you get the patches and you get started at the wholesale pricing. I always tell people when you go talk to the person who invited you, tell them, I want to save the most money, right? Eggs are expensive right now, so you want to save money. And so getting started at a wholesale membership is the best way to go when it comes to LifeWave patches. So again, all LifeWave products are free from drugs, chemicals, and stimulants. There is no chemical. There are no stem cells. There are no pharmaceuticals or nutraceuticals entering the body with the patch. The only thing that is entering the body when you put the patch on is light. Light is what is entering the body, okay? So we do not treat, cure, prevent disease. We're not allowed to say anything like that. Of course, I always say the legal drug cartel, and that's all coming out right now. Thank you, Jesus. the legal drug cartel are the only ones that are able to use the words treat, cure, and prevent. I do know this. The good Lord, my Father in heaven, designed my body to heal. And he did that really amazing for each and every one of us. So the Lord started my journey with my aging parents. I want to preface this story with telling you the patch is not just for old, sick people, okay? So if you're on here and you're young and you're like, I don't really have much going on, great. We want you to wear the patch, okay? You don't have to be old and have terrible skin to wear the patch. But we started with my aging mom and dad. So my mom started the patch in June of 2022. I was told about the patch from a nurse friend of mine out of Canada. She called me up and she said, Renita, I saw a miracle with my neighbor lady with Parkinson's. Well, my mom was diagnosed about 7.5 years ago with Parkinson's. And I said to my friend Doris, the nurse, I said, well, you had me at miracle. What is it? She said, it's a patch. And she said, I'd just like to send your mom some to try. So my mom got on the patch, you guys, and it was the 11th day. My mother was walking without her walker at 8 a.m. And she had used that walker consistently for 2 full years. So when I saw that, wow, I knew we were onto something huge. And my father was sitting at the kitchen table. You see these legs right here. We had been dealing with the legs on the left for 6 months straight. Like I had taken him to Mayo Clinic. I had taken him to the University of Minnesota. I had taken him to his primary care physician, heart doctor, kidney doctor, dermatologist. I mean, literally we had gone to 12 different doctors in 6 months. And he was taking handfuls of nutraceuticals. Nothing was working. And I said to my dad, when my mom was bebopping through the kitchen that morning, just happy-go-lucky, I said, Dad, should we try a patch on you? And my father said, you know what? I thought the patch was for Parkinson's. And I said, you know what? I have no idea what it's for. I said, but if it did that to mom, there's a possibility it might help your legs. I mean, we've tried everything else. And my dad said, let's go for it. And so we threw a patch on my dad, you guys. And honestly, that is what launched our business. I had no idea that we were going to see what we saw. But 24 hours later, we got back to the house, my husband and I. You see these legs on the right. All of the oozing had dried up. In fact, my dad's legs never, ever dripped again. The dripping legs had been a full-time job for him for 6 months. Seriously, it was crazy. So miserable, so edemic, so swollen. In fact, when my dad opened the door the next morning, he turns and walks away. I looked down. I saw that his little tiny chicken Marine legs were back because he was a Marine. And I fell to my knees and was thanking the Lord Jesus. And my dad said, looks like those stickers worked. Where can I get some more of those? And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And so that is how it started. And in my mind, I thought, wow, this patch helped my, 80-year-old father and 76-year-old mother. What's it going to do for everybody else that's just got little aches and pains and can't sleep, right? Because these were pretty robust situations that we were dealing with, right? And so I thought, geez, they're really old and they're really, have major ailments. What's it going to do for everybody else? So we really got started because of my aging parents, but it did not stop there. The Lord told me on July 3rd, 2022, as I was awakening, literally said to me, you're stepping into an abundant season of miracles. And I tell you what, I laid there in bed for a second because my thing was I was not a sleeper. And on the 3rd night, I slept through the night with the patches on. On the 4th night, I slept through the night and woke up at 7:30 a.m. And for 9 months before that, I was waking up at 2 a.m. every day. Like that was my wake up time for the day. It was crazy. And as I laid there in the bed, I was just thanking God for rest. If you've ever not slept and then you finally sleep, you thank God for sleeping, right? So I was thanking God for rest. And literally the Holy Spirit came over me and said, you're entering an abundant season of miracles. And I just stood to my feet and I just said out loud, yes, Lord. And my husband said, what are we saying yes to? And I said, get up. We're stepping into a season of miracles. And boy, have we ever seen that. So miracle after miracle after miracle. I mean, I'm seeing miracles in kids. I'm seeing miracles in people post-surgery. I'm seeing miracles in elderly. I'm seeing miracles in athletes. I mean, it's never ending. Everywhere I look, people are talking about how these incredible phototherapy patches are changing their life. So this was 24 hours after this guy cut his hand on a rebar. He's a friend of ours out of Montana. So we get to see a lot of quick skin stuff, which is really interesting. and exciting, because some people have battled skin stuff for a long time. Like my friend Penny here. Penny had dealt with the itis, dermatitis, whatever kind of itis you want to call it, on her hands for almost 7 years since she had chemo. And in 5 days, she sent me the picture on the right. And she said, I'm going to tell the world about this patch. In fact, the other day I made a post and Penny posted on there, starting the patch was the best decision of my life. Because in 5 days, that's what happened to Penny's hands. And Penny had been dealing with those hands for 6.5 years. So we get to see a lot of miracles, you guys. I encourage you to start patching your loved ones, patch your friends, patch your family members, patch your athletes. If you got kid athletes, and they're going to have miracle breakthrough personal records. If you have kid athletes and they're looking to PR in their track and field or whatever events they're doing, prepare yourself for superhuman strength. Our son Bo was running at NDSU. He was really plagued with a lot of overuse injuries. These athletes, they train like 4 or 5 hours a day. He was running like 70 miles a week, constant breaking down of his tissue, and always in the training room. The training room is where they go for injury. It's called the training room, right? And they spend a lot of time in there with the therapist, and they're doing on, different types of modalities. Honestly, they're handing out baggies of ibuprofen. That's what they're doing, if you want to know the truth. And my son Bo said to me, Mom, I'm not into the bags of ibuprofen. It makes my stomach hurt. I said, don't use it. And when we got the patch, he started patching. And once you know it, Bo had a breakthrough track season. In fact, he became top 10 of all time at NDSU track and field. And every single time he raced, he PR'd. His last semester of college, he said, Mom, the biggest blessing was I didn't have to go to the trainer, not a single time, not once, my final track season. Can you imagine? This is the kid that was in there like 3 hours a day, and he didn't have to go to the trainer one time. In fact, he was so fast every single race, they drug tested him 3 times because they thought for sure he was doping. And I said, did you tell him you're not doping, you're patching? And so you guys, if you have athletes that you're looking to perform better, faster, stronger, recover quicker, it's amazing. It's amazing for athletes. So, we are getting like literally like college basketball teams on the patch. So very exciting times for athletes that they don't have to rely on drugs. They can use phototherapy. The coach said to me, a major coach and trainer said to me, Renita, I love that we can take the patches with us wherever we go. This college trainer said, we can't take our hyperbaric chamber. We can't take the cryotherapy chamber, but we can take these patches and every athlete can have them in their gym bag. I'm like, right? Anyway, I love that. So David Schmidt is the founder, CEO. This guy has a heart of gold, loves the Lord Jesus, prays before he goes into the lab, and probably is the most humble genius you'll ever meet. This guy's really remarkable. We thank God for him and ask for a shield of protection around him, because he's a mighty warrior for our kingdom and for freedom and for stopping disease in the body and reversing age. So we love it. But David, in 2000, he's been around. The company's been around for a long time, guys, right? It's a 20-year anniversary this year. So he's been around since 2004. Okay. His technology started with the DOD, the Department of Defense, got a hold of David and said, can you create a wearable phototherapy technology for the Navy SEALs? They need to stay alert and awake. And we can't use ephedra anymore because ephedra is causing heart problems, right? And so David Schmidt was contracted all the way back then to create a technology for the Navy SEALs. And so he created the very first patch. It's called Energy Enhancer. Right here on my desk. If you haven't used Energy Enhancer, it actually burns 30% more fat during a workout because it uses fat oxidation to balance your energy. So that was David's first patch. And from there, it was used by the United States Female Olympic Swim Team. That, again, the athletes, the super duper performers love the patches. They love them, right? But in 2008, David said, I'm going to focus all of my attention on stem cell research. So instead of just focusing on, balancing energy and improving energy, I'm going to focus on actually going back to what started it all in the body, which is a stem cell. Do you guys know a stem cell can become every other cell in the body? Okay, stem cells can become eyes, they can become bones. I've got a radical testimony about my mom. My mom went to an eye doctor appointment this week. I don't know if I've ever been so excited to go to the eye doctor in my life. I went with my mom because last year when we went, my mom had a fold in one of her tests that showed she kind of had the start of macular degeneration slightly, right? A fold. I don't know. I'm just looking at the thing and the doctor said, okay, see this fold? Like, we don't want that to get worse. Well, do you know that my mom went back? I was at the eye doctor with her on Tuesday of this week, and we were there for 2.5 hours, and no cataracts, no macular degeneration. Her eyes have gotten better since last year. In fact, the eye doctor said, Pearl, I hope my eyes look like you at 78. I cannot believe how incredible your eyes look. Anything that was worrisome last year on this scan is no longer there. In fact, the whole scan last year, one of the scans was red. This year, when she put the new scan up next to it, there was no red on it at all. And so she said, your eyes have actually improved since last year. I'm like, hallelujah, there you go, baby. And so we knew that was going to happen because I know, you guys, I don't know if you know this, but I want to teach you something tonight, that there's literally the old allopathic, a pill for every ill, surgery, medication, more medication. That's the old model. And the new model of healthcare is called regenerative medicine. The body's actually able to regenerate itself when given the right circumstances. Do you guys know that? And so I'm not saying we don't need crisis care. Sometimes we need that, right? In an emergency situation, it saves lives. But for long-term health, we know that we need regenerative medicine. We know that our bodies are designed to heal. So in 2008, David said, I'm focusing all my energy on stem cell research. 10 years, $4.5 million, he brought to market the X39 patch. Now, a little bit more about stem cells, just in case you don't know. The New England Journal of Medicine, and now many, many journals have stated the number one indicator of how healthy we are is directly correlated to the number of adult stem cells in the bloodstream. So if we have less stem cells, we're less healthy. Okay, guys, there's two things that decrease stem cells. Number one is a given: age. As we age, the stem cells go down. Okay, guys, we're all on here aging, right? The second thing is chronic inflammation will reduce stem cells. Okay, so what I love about stem cells is they can repair and regenerate any single tissue or organ. Literally, like, a stem cell can become an eyeball. It can become an ACL. It can become, a ligament. It can become anything you need in your body. But what happens is by age 30, if you're 30 years old on here, you've got a 60% reduction of that activity. And that's not counting your inflammation. That's just the aging process. If you're on here tonight and you're 50 years young, you got a 75% reduction of stem cell activity. It's like, I'm almost 50. I'm like, what am I doing about it? Come on. And so all of that changes, you guys, when we put the patch on. My dad, 80 years young, 95% reduction. Of course, his legs weren't healing after 6 months, right? Put one patch on him, everything changed for my father. So the bottom line is, you guys, I just feel like if we're not doing this, then what are we doing? Like, to really stop the aging or slow the aging, or in fact, reverse the aging process. So how the patch works, it contains an organically based nanocrystal mixture. Nanocrystal means small because the patch is very small. And that patch absorbs and traps our body heat and body light, simply reflects back into the body a specific spectrum of light back into the skin. And this actually increases a peptide in our body called GHKCU. Now, peptides are really where it's at. How many of you guys know this? Peptides are where it's at. In fact, the FDA hates peptides because they work so efficiently at repairing and regenerating the body. The GHKCU peptide, when you Google that peptide, it will literally call it the holy grail of anti-aging. Like, it is the holy grail of anti-aging, which is why everybody who wears the patches, skin just glows. Literally, they just look younger. It's wild. Okay. So GHKCU, this peptide, stimulates blood vessel and nerve outgrowth. It increases collagen and elastin for visible anti-aging. It also has been clinically shown to repair our DNA. Hello, all of us need some DNA repair, right? Also, they found it's amazing for anti-anxiety, anti-pain, and anti-aggression. So we've seen amazing things for mental health issues as well. All right. The directions with the patch are: you wear the patch for 12 hours on, and then you take it off. Like at night when you go to bed, take it off. Put a fresh patch on the next morning. The patches come in a sleeve like this. There's going to be 30 patches per sleeve. So you wear one patch a day for 30 days. Okay. That easy. One patch a day for 30 days is going to run you $100. Okay. So less than a cup of Starbucks a day, you're reactivating and regenerating all the cells of your body. That's wild. All right. Make sure you're well hydrated. That's another point. This is a great book. If you don't have this book, go tonight, do yourself a favor and hit the buy button. In fact, I borrowed mine out and I haven't got it back yet. I usually have it laying on my desk. I'm going to go to Amazon tonight and buy 5 of these bad boys because I carry these around as a business tool. I have people read the back of the book and then I have them read page 206. So if you've got the book, turn it to 206 and read that because it's wild what page 206 says. But when I first started, the second day I was in the business, there was a medical doctor doing a Zoom, kind of like this. And he said, if you're going to be part of LifeWave and you really want to understand the GHK copper peptide that the X39 is activating, read this book. This book is the godfather, Lauren Picard. They called him Dr. Blue. He was literally the guy who discovered the copper peptide in 1973. Okay. So it's not a new discovery, but what happened is Dr. Picard discovered that GHK-Cu was the #1 thing for COPD and for lung issues. Hello. And it was the #1 thing for stomach cancer. And as soon as Lauren Picard, Dr. Picard discovered that, the FDA shut down his funding. Surprise, surprise. He had found a solution to something so amazing, right, guys? But when you read the back of the book, you'll see amazing things with skin. You'll hear it over and over. People's skin just is radiant. But I love that it protects your body from disease, helps fight pain and anxiety. This copper peptide increases your nerve outgrowth and affects 700 nervous system genes. Say the number 700. It's a huge number. 700 nervous system genes are affected by this GHK-Cu. That is amazing. Do you know that we have a mental health crisis in our country? Like, we need to be running at people, young, old, teenagers, people in their 20s, and we need to get them patched. Because if it can help their mental health and their nervous system, this is a huge win for all of us, guys. So repairs damaged DNA, causes the differentiation of unused stem cells. You get the point. Read the book if you're really interested. I carry it with me and just show it to people because it's so powerful. David Schmidt got the patent along with the 180 patents, right? But the one he got for the X39, we are 4 years in, a patent lasts 20 years. So we have 16 more years to help a whole lot of people and make a whole lot of money if you're interested in that part of it, which I'm going to get to here. So it says right here, phototherapy apparatus. So we're wearing a phototherapy apparatus, phototherapy meaning light therapy, that produces beneficial effects to a human body, such as activation of stem cells. Wow, says it in the patent. Improvement in strength, improvement in stamina, pain relief. Wow. So the bottom line is I feel like we all need what the patch offers. And so we have 95 clinical studies. If you're on here and you say, Renita, I want to read the science, perfect. I love you. And it's in your back office. Okay. So there's over 95 clinical studies in there. And this is some common things that we see, increased strength, mental clarity, improved sleep. People just say, gosh, the brain fog lifts. Like they just start feeling better. Improved skin appearance. We get that all day long. A lot of people will just say, I have a better sense of well-being. They talk like that. And they're like, I didn't even know what that word meant before I put the patch on, right? So the longer you wear it, the better it gets. If you haven't been to This Is It info. So if you're on here and you're brand new tonight, we have a duplicatable system for you to share. It's like you buying a franchise. Okay, if you bought a franchise, typically they'd go take you to a place for 6 weeks and train you. You pay $1 million franchise fee. You do $250,000 to $1 million to $2 million build out of the location. Here, the most you can spend and invest this week is $1,600 to launch your franchise. Okay, but once you spend $1,600, you're getting all patches for that. Okay, now you just launched your business. The training tool that you need is thisisitinfo.com. So if you've not been to that website, jot that down on a sheet of paper right now. Thisisitinfo.com has all of the tools, the training on the X39, David Schmidt. You can listen to doctors talking about it. If you love medical doctors, they're talking about it. Chiropractors are talking about it. But David Schmidt actually says this is not another anti-aging product. This is actually age reversal. That's why when you see people that have worn the patch for 2 years, they literally look 15 years younger. Like I'm running into friends that I've not seen in 2 years that have been wearing the patch, and they literally look like they've had facelifts. Like it's just wild. I love it. So again, that's the website. Take a screenshot of it if you need to. Go there, watch all the videos. At the very tip top, there's something called testimonials. You can look up people that have back pain, kidney problems, sleep problems, diabetes. You can look up kids, right? Are you wondering if your kids can wear it? You can look up everything on there and watch hundreds and hundreds of testimonies, guys. So this is at info.com. Watch all the videos, and the testimonials are at the very tip top on there. Okay, we're going to briefly go over the other patches. We always lead with X39 because X39 solves the most problems for the most people. Okay, let me just say it flat. The most problems for the most people are going to be solved when they put that X39 patch on with their health. Okay, but we're going to quickly go through the other patches because David Schmidt is a genius, and anything he creates is genius. So I've got to share that with you. So X49 is a sister peptide to X39. X39 is GHKCU. X49 is something called AHKCU. It stands for alanine. The bottom line is those two peptides together, David Schmidt says that 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2. In the case of 39 and 49, 1 + 1 equals 100. So what's happening is you're going to have a synergistic effect with those two patches. So if you say, Renita, what other patch should I add with X39? I love 49. That's the first patch we added with my mom. And after adding that, we went back to the dentist after 2 months of wearing the patches, and the dentist said, holy cow, I'm looking at a different set of teeth than I've looked at for the last 6 years. What did you do to your mom's teeth? Well, X49 increases blood flow, and it helps bone density. Okay. A lot of athletes love it because it's faster recovery when they have better blood flow, they have better muscle recovery, right, guys? So 39 and 49 is amazing together. And also, when you sign up for LifeWave, you not only get your free website, you get a free app called LifeWave In Touch. When you go to LifeWave In Touch app, do you know that there's clinical studies on there of the X39 and 49 together? Wow, you should go look at those clinical studies. It literally shows how people lost fat, gain lean muscle, their bellies just like went away. It was crazy. And of course, increase their bone density. So again, that's on LifeWave In Touch app. It's free to all of you. If you're signed up as brand partners or wholesale members, it's free to you. Go download that app and get yourself a little education. Energy enhancer, super amazing. That was the first patch David created. White and tan. White goes on right. White right, tan left. White right. Okay. And that is the one that increases your fat burning up to 30% during a workout. Okay. And again, you always want to wear those two patches together at the same time. Energy enhancer, the white and the tan should be worn at the same time. Okay, let me see here. What are you guys saying to me? Do we still give ourselves 12-hour rest with no patch when going back and forth? You know, some people wear X39 and 49 together. You can wear them at the exact same time. You don't have to wear them at opposite times. You can wear them together. My only advice is make sure you have plenty of electrolytes and Redmond's real salt, get well hydrated, eat avocados every day, eat tomatoes, eat cucumbers. Those things are going to be really great at helping your body to heal even faster. All right. I love Energy Enhancer. I wear it every time I work out. Okay. If I even go for a walk with a dog, I put Energy Enhancer on. I'm like, I'm going to burn some fat. I tell you what, I have leaned down big time in the last like 3 months since I've really been just dedicated to wearing Energy Enhancer every time I work out. I mean, I'm noticing my body changes. Look, my body looks different than it did. Eon, amazing, amazing. For anybody on here, raise your hand tonight if you're on here and you've had something for a long time, any kind of itis, any kind of inflammation. Maybe it's Hashimoto's, maybe it's MS, fibro, chronic fatigue, lupus, like all of them, all the autoimmune stuff. If you had an autoimmune anything, this patch is for you. If you've had chronic anything, chronic inflammation, chronic back pain, chronic anything, chronic means it lasted longer than 3 months. So if you had something longer than 3 months, it's considered chronic. Now, if you've had chronic anything or anything autoimmune, there's hundreds of autoimmunes now. There used to be like 5. Now there's hundreds. Okay. The Eon patch with the X39 is literally magical for those people. Like it is like a miracle combination. Eon and X39 for anything chronic, anything autoimmune, any severe dis-ease in the body. Again, we can't treat, cure, prevent, but if you've got a severe dis-ease going on, I would definitely combine Eon and X39. LifeWave is getting people out of pain right now. We've got story after story after story from young to old, literally 9-year-olds to 90-year-olds that are getting out of pain in 5 seconds with LifeWave. So it could be an ankle roll, It could be, I had a gal last night talking from a small town in South Dakota where her son broke his ankle and he hasn't had to use any pain medications because he's been using the LifeWave patches. And they're just thrilled. She's like, he literally has no pain post-surgery and is not taking the drugs, Renita. I'm like, yep. So this is how effective it is, you guys. Everybody, all of you tonight on here should have LifeWave in your health arsenal. Glutathione is a master antioxidant. It helps to remove heavy metals. Glutathione is necessary by every single cell of our body. When we are out of glutathione, we are dead. Okay, so we've got to replenish and restore our glutathione levels. Acetaminophen, Tylenol, reduces glutathione. So if you've ever taken Tylenol at all, it reduces glutathione. In fact, they came out with recent studies, mothers that take Tylenol, which they said was safe and effective, which they lied out of their teeth. They lied. Tylenol is not safe and effective. And all the moms that were taking it, they seem to have more glutathione deficient babies, which is a higher risk of autism. Okay, so get your head right. If you have a nursing mama, pregnant mama, she should have LifeWave in the arsenal. She should have glutathione in the arsenal. I call it the health arsenal. Get rid of the medicine cabinet, by the way. Open up your health arsenal. Okay, time to get rid of the medicine cabinet and open up the health arsenal. All right. All right. But the glutathione patch, when you put it on, it actually increases the glutathione level by 300% average within 24 hours. Now, these little pictures you see, each one of these I've been showing has a picture. See those pictures? Those are great places to put patches. I just had a mom get a hold of me and said to me, Renita, my daughter's got a fever. I don't want to give her drugs. Where should I put the patch? And I sent her the picture of the arm, the children's arm. Right there's the children's arm. If you got a kid that's got a fever, just come on here in the arm, push right there, that spot right there. See where I'm pushing, guys? See that? Push right there. And that's where you're going to put a glutathione patch. If you can do it on each arm. So again, that's right where the arm bends. See the arm where my arm is bending? I'm going to come across right there, push down right there. You're going to feel some sensitivity. The kid would put the glutathione patches on there. It'll break a fever within moments. Like it's crazy. Anyway, that's that. SP6 stands for spleen 6. It actually is amazing. So all you have to do with spleen 6, if you wonder where it's at, let's everybody, here's your teaching episode of the night. Put your foot up. There's my foot. I'm going to go to the top of my ankle bone right there. And I'm going to put 4 fingers up on the inside of my ankle. Everybody try that. 4 finger widths. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then push right there. That's where spleen 6 is. Just in case you guys didn't know that. It's a great place to put the patch. Amazing for a lot of body systems. Another great place to put it is right here. That's called stomach 36, the second picture. I love that spot. They did clinical studies with SP6 and it increased physiological organ functioning of the heart, the liver, the kidneys, the pancreas, the thyroid, up to 98%. They market this patch as a patch that combats cravings. Do you know why I think it combats cravings? Because when your organs have more energy, you don't crave crap. Okay, so put SP6 on. I love that patch. Amazing. I've got friends who have, had terrible blood sugar issues, like literally their last 15 years. They're wearing X39, SP6, and they're off of their diabetes drugs. True story. It's wild what it does. Silent nights. This is going to help increase melatonin naturally in the body. These are various places to put it. It doesn't happen overnight. You don't put a silent night on and sleep like a baby. Silent night takes about 4 to 6 weeks to change the melatonin because melatonin is a hormone. You actually takes about 4 to 6 weeks to change and regain the melatonin production of your body. So give this one a little bit more time. If you are having problems sleeping, I would definitely say Elavita. The Elavita patch would be great for you. I'll talk about that in a second. Carnosine, another great patch. It protects the neurological system. I've been using this one on my mom because it's very, very good when you study carnosine. It's amazing for the eyes. So last year when I went to the eye doctor and the eye doctor showed me that fold on her eye and said, we have to watch this. She said, this is like the start of macular degeneration. We've got to watch this. I got really aggressive with patching my mom with carnosine. Really aggressive. I patched my mom with carnosine and she patched herself at least 5 times a week. And now we go back and the fold is nearly gone, not 100% straight, but gone. And there's no redness, like no inflammation. She said, wow, whatever. She said to my mom, whatever you're doing, Pearl, keep on doing it. It's working. And so there you go, 78-year-old young eyes. All right. And so these are the different places to put it. On mom, I like to put it right there. I put it there and I tell her, listen, power up. You're a superhero. Just like S, I'm Superman. Boom. Put the carnosine patch right there, guys. Elavita is one of my favorite patches. It got rid of my old age spot right here. I had a big old liver fat spot right there in my cheek. I was wearing X39 and I was accidentally wearing Elavita because I got it in my first package and I didn't even know what it was, but it said it was skincare. So I thought I'm going to throw a big old Elavita patch on that old liver spot that doesn't go away. Threw it on my face, and within 6 weeks, that spot was literally, I mean, it went from being the size of a quarter to almost non-existent. And so Elavita also helps you to sleep at night because it activates a peptide called epithylamine. If you would go Google that epithylamine peptide right now, they call the epithylamine peptide the fountain of youth. I listen to people talk all the time and they say their favorite peptide is epithylamine because it literally is the fountain of youth. It gets you into the REM stages of sleep. And for those of you who are truthers on here, they've been giving us fluoride for however many decades in our toothpaste and our water that's calcified our pineal gland, which is a seat of creativity. And guess what the epithylamine peptide does? Decalcifies the pineal gland. So people start having vivid dreams when they wear this patch. And I say to my mom did not dream for 40 years. Thus, she ended up with Parkinson's. I get to my mother's house in the morning and she tells me about the dreams she's having. Do you know what dreams do, guys? Dreams clean your brain. Did you guys know that? Dreams clean your brain. You ain't dreaming, you ain't cleaning. Say with me, you ain't dreaming, you ain't cleaning. When I get there and my mom tells me about her dreams, I mean, I'm just sitting there with my mouth open because I can't believe it because this woman never dreamt for 40 years because she never slept. She had no REM sleep. She took a sleep test, sleep study at the hospital. They kept her overnight. They said, your mother is producing 0 seconds of REM sleep. 0 seconds, they told me. The doctor said, I've never seen a person who has 0 REM sleep. Your mom has 0. And now we got mom dreaming. And I said, Mom, you're dreaming and you're cleaning the brain, baby. So I'm a big believer, you guys, in the Elavita patch for all of us, because I believe everyone should be cleaning their brain at night when they're sleeping, right? Because that's going to prevent a lot of those neurodegenerative conditions that a lot of people are dealing with. Okay? All right. Enough about that. We can use all of our patches on all of our animals. They do market a patch specifically for animals. It's called AccuLife, but please know that you can use any of the patches I just showed you on your dogs, cats, horses, and birds. They're amazing. I'm crazy about electrolytes because I'm a nutrition coach. If you're not, electrolytes are literally the spark in your body. They completely lied about salt. They lied about salt. They did the largest study. Let me tell you about a study. They did the largest study with 500,000 people, and they found people that were eating double the sodium intake a day had the best blood pressure. 500,000 people. The whole salt thing has been a complete Ponzi scheme. Okay. So I'm here to tell you Redmond's real salt, eat it on avocados, eat it on tomatoes, eat it on potatoes, drink coconut water because that's high in potassium. You want a sodium potassium balance, and go buy yourself a big old jug of Redmond's real salt. Okay. And so, I mean, I sprinkle my mouth. My pre-workout is energy enhancer patches, salt, and water, and I go and I just kick butt at the class. Like, you know, people will say to me, Renita, you didn't tell me Pitbull was every song on your playlist tonight. We've got to mentally prepare ourselves when you're going to teach like this, right? Because it's like you turn into like a supercharged, right? So electrolytes, I'm an example of what good electrolyte looks like. Can you guys feel my energy? Okay, this is what electrolytes look like. If you're flatlined, you're lethargic, you're fatigued, there's no way you can work out, you can barely get out of bed in the morning, that tells me you're electrolyte insufficient. If you have chronic pain all the time, you need electrolytes. David Schmidt said on a meeting one time, somebody goes, you know, he was talking about pain, and David Schmidt goes, I would be disingenuous if I just told you to put X39 on for your pain and I didn't tell you about electrolytes. I would be lying to you. He said, you first need to increase your electrolytes because it increases your voltage of your body. It increases the healing power of your body. It increases the energy flow of your body. Do you guys know we're electrical and magnetic? People don't know that. What? We're electrical and we're magnetic. And so electrical means like if I die right now, they're not just gonna throw water on me. They're gonna jump me with the jumper cables, right, guys? The pads, right? And so the bottom line is that's how electrical we are. So when they told you the liars, pants on fires, told you to stop eating salt, they knew it was gonna flatline you. Okay. So you need to get some salt back in your diet, not Morton's. My aunt texted me the other day. She's so sweet. She's got pain everywhere. I said, you need to eat some salt with the patches. And she said, I eat Morton's every day. I said, Morton's is poison. It's that little blue thing with the gal with the umbrella. I said, that's garbage. Throw it in file 13. And so I said, get yourself some Redmond's real salt. Okay. Invest in yourself. Let's go. All right, guys. I love you. God bless you. We'll see you on Sunday. Bring your team along. It's going to be a great meeting on Sunday. Okay. Have a great night. Let me know. Let Scott know if you need us. We're here to serve you. Okay. God bless. May the Lord bless you, keep you, and shine his face upon you, and be gracious to you, and grant you favor all the days of your life. Have a great night.